And I guess, as in, this is what Facebook has told us from an investment community standpoint, is that their kind of on-site conversions, what they
Yeah,
call is like the lead gen that you just mentioned, like you have an ad that you ask somebody to fill out a form and they capture email address,
yeah,
or it is all kind of within the app. You
yeah,
complete the conversion within the app,
yeah.
marketplace or whatnot. Are you seeing more advertisers come to you to do that, as in those kinds of
No,
ads versus the
no.
old school way of okay.
No, not really. Not really. I mean, B2B use a lot of lead generation like
Mhm.
that. B2B, you know, D2C or, e-commerce, they don't do a lot of lead capture campaigns.
Okay.
Very little. It's like they don't even know they can, that they even exist. And that's
Hmm.
because they may have tried it. Actually, one of my e-commerce clients does run a consistent, it's an email acquisition campaign,
Hmm.
using the lead ads. And that's the way to do it. They're giving away like a free ebook.
Yep.
So a PDF about like this it's just like a health thing. So the people opt in for information, in the free ebook, and it comes in around $1 per email. So it's a cost effective way to build their email list. Then they put them into a drip campaign, an email
Hmm.
sequence to send them a coupon, and can we help
Yep.
you with anything, and blah blah blah, try to get them to convert. And it's a good way to grow the list and use that strategy to bring in sales and grow the list. So that's a strategy that a lot of companies could be using, but they don't, because they're just focused on product sales,
I
right?
see. Okay.
But it depends what it is. If it lends itself to information, dissemination, then it helps. If you're selling, shoes, no one's going to sign up for an ebook. But you could be running a sweepstakes. You could run a sweepstakes with lead ads and say, enter to win a $500 prize. Enter your name and email and win a pair of Air Jordans, right? Using that'll build the email list using a giveaway.
Hmm.
Brilliant idea, but companies don't do it, enough, or like they should.
And what about Facebook Shops, Instagram Reels? Like, are you seeing anybody do more of that?
Well,
It goes
well,
back to like the kind of on-site conversion that Facebook seems to
yeah,
be more
social
focused on.
commerce is what
Yeah.
that's called, is booming and
Okay.
growing hugely. I just read a stat, but I can't quote it, but right now, but it's social commerce is going to grow a lot this year. And that's people transacting via the apps, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, buying through the, app without even going to the website, without even having to go to the website, right? They're
Hmm.
buying from the website without having to actually go to the website. That's where it's at. Um, that's what's going to help e-commerce boom even further this year, is social e-commerce, whatever you want to call it. That's still coming on hugely. They're still rolling that out, like all the platforms I just mentioned: Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, IG, probably some others. But if those four, just maybe Snap probably, if those players do it, it's going to hugely impact e-commerce revenue, in my opinion, because more brands will be able to sell. The conversion will be higher. The conversion rate will be higher. They kind of, that's kind of like headless commerce, where you don't even have to go to the website, right?
Hmm.
You just transact without visiting the website. That's the step that is been happening a year. It's been happening, but it's still happening, right? It hasn't completed itself yet. It's probably like 20% of the way through this, the paradigm. That is a paradigm shift, in my opinion, or just an evolution of e-commerce shopping online. Call it what you want, but in my opinion, it's a huge benefit to the industry.
Okay. Okay.
Growth factor. Yeah.
So if I give you kind of a multiple choice question, Facebook, TikTok, Snap, Pinterest, and maybe throw in Twitter as well, which of these are most well developed from this exact concept from social e-commerce and
I think Facebook is leading right now.
okay.
Facebook IG is leading right now, but they're all TikTok just rolled it out. Twitter is rolling it out. They're like I said, it's in the process of rolling out, like on all these platforms. Like this year, it's going to be out. Like it's going to be hitting like hard. But you know, it depends on how the company leverages it, right? Listen, you have to be running ads with Facebook to leverage that, right? Instagram shops, you know, you have to be running ads on Facebook to tap into that. So that gets the advertisers back on board. And not to mention, when they transact like that, it's probably more trackable than when they leave and visit their website. They're in the app. They haven't left the app. So you don't have the tracking loss of jumping to the website through iOS, right? They're just transacting in the native app. Boom, done, tracked, everything perfect. So that should bring more trackable revenue to the platform. There you go. There's your answer that we were looking for like 20 minutes ago.
Okay. I guess moving on to, I think in terms of other two platforms, Pinterest and Snap,
yeah.
Which one of those two has made the most progress in the last year or so? If you had to pick one of those from an e-commerce.
Wow, what a tough question. My gut instinct is Snap, because they really have that target market a lot of brands want to reach. Pinterest is it might be floundering a little. It's hard for me to really say. My gut instinct is it's not delivering the revenue and the you know, for an advertiser like some of these other platforms would. That's I've run, you know, top of the funnel campaigns, awareness campaigns. They didn't convert that well or at all, but that was a limited, you know, experience. So I can't generalize based on that. But my gut instinct is that they won't be in the top 5 social platforms that are like delivering a lot of revenue for advertisers. They'll be like 6.
Okay.
Well, you know, you got
I got you.
You got big players above you, you know, 6 or 7. Like if they're in the top, you know, 6 or 7, they're still probably doing fine. But it's tough. That platform it's a little like weird of a platform. It's just very unique of a platform, you know, and so we'll have to see what happens there.
Okay. Did you hear about Pinterest being kind of Microsoft and PayPal were trying to acquire Pinterest? What did you make of that? Do you think, because since you have already worked with what Microsoft offers from an advertising standpoint, maybe
I mean, if that were to have, that would be a good buy for Microsoft. It would add a lot of ad inventory. It would add a big user community that they don't have right now. That would be, in my opinion, it depends what they would have to pay for it. They probably don't care what they would have. They probably pay 10 billion for it, or maybe 5. But it would cost a lot. It would cost a lot.
Okay.
If they had to buy it, you know what I mean. But would it like, could they leverage it? Yes, absolutely.
So in terms of ads manager, you didn't feel that Pinterest ads manager has added the bells and whistles like what maybe Snap has been doing for the last 2-3 years?
The ads manager, that's Pinterest ads manager is one of their toughest challenges. But you know, a lot of these other platforms, I mean, even TikTok, their ads manager isn't that great, because they haven't been doing it that long. Twitter, you would think would have a better ads manager, but I mean, I was just in there and it's not very intuitive. But a lot of these ad platforms you have to like really learn them to really know how to work it on there. You have to utilize it properly.